Okay, we are set here. I'll share once again. Let me know if you see the screen now.
Yes, Prabhuji. I can see text 29.
Yep, you can read from 29.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Om
remove
Namo
the text.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Supreme Soul. If one meditates on your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all the sources of fear, even the imminent danger of death. The personality of Godhead replied, O my dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons, who are by nature ferocious and jealous. I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. Narada Muni continued, O King Yudhishthira, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way, instructing Lord Brahma. Then, being worshipped by Brahma, the Lord disappeared from that place. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all demigods, such as Brahma, Shiva, and Prajapatis, who are all parts of the Lord. Thereafter, along with Shukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat, uh, whose seat is on whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlada the king of all demons and giants in the universe. O King Yudhishthira, after all demigods headed by Lord Brahma were properly worshipped by Prahlada, can you please scroll down, Prabhuji? Were properly worshipped by Prahlada Maharaj, they offered Prahlada their utmost benedictions and then returned to their respective abodes. Thus, the two associations of Lord Vishnu, who had become Hiranyaksha and
It's
Hiranyakashipu, uh,
thus the two associates.
thus the two associates of Lord Vishnu, who had become Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu, the sons of Diti, were both killed. By illusion, they had thought that the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, was their enemy. Being cursed by Brahmanas, the same two associates took birth again as Kumbhakarna and 10-headed Ravana. These two Rakshasas were killed by Lord Ramachandra's extraordinary power. Pierced by the arrows of Lord Ramachandra, both Kumbhakarna and Ravana lay on the ground and left their bodies, fully absorbed in the thought of the Lord, just as they had in their previous births as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu. They both took birth again in human society as Sisupala and Dantavakra and continued in the same enmity towards the Lord. It is they who merged into the body of the Lord in your presence. Not only Sisupala and Dantavakra, but also many other kings who acted as enemies of Krishna attained salvation at the time of death because they thought of the Lord. They received the spiritual bodies and forms the same as his. Just as worms captured by a black drone obtain the same type of body as the drone. By devotional service, pure devotees who incessantly think of Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similar to his. This is known as Sarupya Mukti. Although Sisupala, Dantavakra, and other kings thought of Krishna as an enemy, they also achieved the same result. Everything you asked me about Sisupala and others attained salvation, although they were inimical, has now been explained to you by me. In this narration about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described, and the killing of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, has also been described. This narration describes the characteristics of the great and exalted devotee Prahlad Maharaj. His staunch devotional service, his perfect knowledge, and his perfect detachment from the material contamination. It has also describes it also describes the supreme personality of Godhead as the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. Prahlad Maharaja, in his prayers, has described the transcendental qualities of the Lord and has also described how the various abodes of the demigods and demons, regardless of how materially opulent, and are destroyed by the mere direction of the Lord. The principles of religion by which who can actually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are called Bhagavad Dharma. In this narration, therefore, which deals with these principles, actual transcendence is properly described. One who hears and chants this narration about the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, is certainly liberated from the material bondage without fail. Prahlad Maharaj was the best among exalted devotees. Anyone who with great attention hears this narration concerning the activities of Prahlad Maharaja, killing the killing of Hiranyakashipu, and the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nrisimhadeva, surely reaches the spiritual world where there is no anxiety. Narada Muni continued, My dear Maharaj Yudhishthira, all of all of the Pandavas are extremely fortunate, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, lives in your palace just like a human being. Great saintly persons who know this very well, and therefore they constantly visit this house. The impersonal Brahman is Krishna himself, because Krishna is the source of the impersonal Brahman. He is the origin of the transcendental bliss sought by great saintly persons, yet he, the Supreme Person, is your most dear friend and constant well-wisher, and is intimately related to you as son of your maternal uncle. Indeed, he is always like your body and the soul. He is worshipable, yet he acts as your servant and sometimes as your spiritual master. Exalted persons like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma could not properly describe the truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. May the Lord, who is always worshipped as protector of all devotees by great saints who observe vows of silence, meditation, devotional service, and renunciation, be pleased with us. Can you please scroll down?
Thank you very much.
We thought 15. Okay, okay, Vijay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Baba.
thank you. Yeah, from 51, we will know the glories of Lord Shiva.
Okay.
We will cover that next week. Okay. Yeah, thank you. How did you find reading on a Saturday morning?
It was nice, Prabhuji. Nice
What did
reading.
you find interesting?
I keep forgetting Sisipal and Dantavakta every time
Mm.
again, it was a revision.
Mm.
And also the fact that whoever hates Vishnu is also liberated. But um, I think somewhere you will stress that should not be a motivation to do it. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
my thought, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you. Yeah, thank you very much. So we'll take the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, in this chapter, there is a lot. The 10th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 7th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 10th chapter. Has anyone made a note already? Very important verse. Last week we discussed. Who knows what is 7.10.5? 7.10.5. I said very important verse that tells the qualification of a disciple, qualification of a spiritual master. You guys remember? Or
Yes, Prabhuji. The desires of the spiritual master and the devotees.
yeah,
If it
yeah.
is, yeah.
It should not be motivated to have name and fame.
Yes.
And what is the disciple? He should not be like a businessman. Yeah, that always like okay, intentional. He's intended to get something, and especially what? Yeah, the qualification there. It's mentioned that a guru should not make followers. That's why he want to take care of his disciples. Yeah,
Hmm.
and a servant who desires material profits is not qualified. Hmm? Asano, asasano na vai vrata swamini asisha atmanah na swami vrityata swamyam ichan na rati chashishasa. So yeah, again we will definitely have few important verses in this part of yeah the chapter that we are going to cover. Uh, this chapter, the best among the exalted devotees is Prahlad Maharaj. In that connection, we are covering from verse number 29. If I'm not wrong. Why is okay? Yeah. एतद्वपुस्ते भगवन् ध्यायतः परमात्मनः सर्वतो गोप्तर्सन्त्रासान् मृत्योरपि जिघांसतः. Uh, So, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the Super Soul, Paramatma, Dhyayatah. If one meditates upon your transcendental body, you naturally protect him from all sources of fear. Did we discuss already last week about fear? Even the imminent death of danger of death. Did we cover that? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mrityu sarva haras chaham. Mrityu sarvasya sarva haras. Time or death destroys everything. And chaham, I am the time. When one becomes a devotee, however, he is not destined to die according to a limited duration of life. Everyone has a limited duration of life, but a devotee's lifetime can be extended by the mercy of the Lord, who is able to nullify the results of one's karma. This is very important. If at all, at least I keep worried about my own self. Oh, how many sins I have committed, how many offenses I have committed, and is there still a chance for me to make it in this life? Oh, if I see my track record of messing up my life, I would be, I think, leader, and I'm worried. But again, that worry should be for a good purpose, to be more careful, to deal in devotional life going forward. But it also shouldn't be like, okay, because Lord is there, Lord will fulfill, I am the order supplier, I'll ask him what I want and he will do what I should uh, uh, want. No, he will give what we deserve. So, Mrityu Sarvaharas Chaham, uh, as the time comes, so also the plans of the Lord comes up, and the plans of the Lord are already clear. Yeah, sometimes we always have this question. Yesterday also there was this question: is everything destined? Which means even if he's sitting in this Bhagavatam, is it destined? In one way, yes. in the other way, yeah, we prepared such a way that the destiny can be like today that we are sitting. So that means there is karma, and then one may do a good karma, one may do a bad karma, and uh, it's just like take a permanent marker and we have written. We know the pain how to get rid of permanent markers. Sometimes people write on the whiteboard and they use all kinds of things to get it out. So we have written something on such a way that if at all someone can erase what we should actually be suffering, it is only the Lord. Everyone has a limited duration of life, but a devotee's life can be extended by the mercy of the Lord until 2000. Yeah, I think 1999 or 2000 or 2001. Maybe this time I had the question. No, exactly 2000. I had the question why people have to really anyway live long life. Yeah, because wherever we see there is so much uh, suffering. As one catches up with age, he has to suffer. And when I was in a yoga camp, I asked um, the head of everything, yeah, the head of everything, who came for a 3-day camp as a special distinguished guest who came, and he was speaking something and it touched upon this. I think he was speaking from Bhagavad Gita. And then I asked, what is the point of actually living long? Yeah, because at that time I was not too much into, okay, is there a way out like a karma? I only thought karma and vikarma is anyway going through the cycle of birth and death, right? And then I was also thinking, what is the use of living long and suffering here? Hmm. And of course, if we have done something wrong, yeah, suffering is the outcome of it. If something good we do, enjoying the facilities or results of it is also plan. But a devotee is not interested in either of that. Neither is interested in enjoying the happiness that the material world offers because we have done something great in the material world, or also something harmful. So a devotee is only thinking how I can serve the Lord, and everything remaining, everything is taken care. Why? Because the Lord, who is have full control, even death is also in His control. Uh, um, Karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. That is the power of bhakti. Karmani dahati means that burns up. Dahati kintu bhakti bhajam. This bhakti, worshipping the Lord, is so powerful. In this is a statement of Brahma Samhita. A devotee is not under the laws of karma. Therefore, even a devotee's scheduled death can be avoided by the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. God protects the devotee even from the extreme danger of death. So, what to speak of any other deaths? So, we may see when Prabhupada was in the Jaladuta was going from India to the US, he had two severe heart attacks. Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, I couldn't understand how difficult it is. Of course, we all like to go on a voyage in a nice vessel, ship, and oh, it's so nice. Yeah, 30 days for yourself. And I heard that, the ship has all such a great facilities. There's a football, there is golf, whatnot. Yeah, so it's like a mini paradise which is moving. Like Gandharvas or Apsaras will be going on airplanes and enjoying everything. No, it is said that Atlantic Ocean is very, very rough, very rough. Yeah, when yeah, and that too, there are sometimes some people conduct, this nuclear tests under the water. Mm, and then, of course, such a deadly thing that causes also heavy tides, and all this together will um, caused the vessels to, undergo a very risky voyage. And one of such night when the tides were too tough, heavy at that time, Prabhupada, he had two mild heart attacks. And of course, devotees pray that yes, this is what you may want, but if you think that I can do some service to you, because I am still rough, I am still not become a devotee, may you give me more, another opportunity, another chance, let me try again, then there is a chance. So here we can see that um, in this way, my dear Lord, so this is the prayers that even Prabhupada in the US, and also when he had a very severe health issue, he had again he asked devotees to sing the Narsimha prayers, and again, if Lord may want, Lord may, uh, then He may remove obstacles, even death. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Maivam Vibho Suranam Te Pradeyah Padma Sambhavaha Varah Krura Nisarganam Ahinam Amritayata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he replied, my dear Lord Brahma, O great Lord, born from the lotus flower, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake, so it is dangerous to give benedictions to demons, who are by nature ferocious and jealous. Very, very risky. Very risky. Favoring, favoring someone who is really a demon, but uh, one may think, oh no, no, he has sung my stuti. Let me give some benediction. Is very dangerous. Just like it is dangerous to feed milk to a snake. Of course, the milk becomes poisonous, but snake becomes more powerful. And that's why he's saying, I warn you not to give such benedictions to any demon again. Shri Narada Uvacha Ityukta Bhagavan Rajams Tataschantara Harihi Adrishya Sarva Bhutanam Pujita Parameshtina. So after saying this, the Lord, he disappeared from that place. So who is narrating all this thing? Narada Muni is narrating to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, he had this question, is Lord partial? I think in verse when we come down, we will understand. No, in the 40 to 44, I think, or something in that area. So Narad Muni Hmm. Uh, said to Yudhishthira Maharaj, Lord, who is not visible to an ordinary human being, spoke in this way. Uh, in this regard, he say, Antardade disappeared. Hmm. So, Tata Sampuja Sirasa Vavande Parameshtinam Bhavan Prajapatin Devan Prahlado Bhagavat Kalaha. Prahlad Maharaj then worshipped and offered prayers to all the demigods such as Brahma, Shiva, Parameshtina, and also Bhavan. Bhavan is Lord Shiva, Bhavani is Lord's wife, and Prajapatis who were all parts of the Lord. Tatah kavyadibih sadham munibih kamalasanaha daityanam danavanam cha prahladam akarot patim. Thereafter, along with Sukracharya, along with Sukracharya and other great saints, Lord Brahma, whose seat is on the lotus flower, made Prahlada the king of all the demons and giants in the universe. This is what, of course, the wish of Narsimhadev. He even said, by the grace of Lord Narsimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj became a greater king than his father. Hiranyakashipu. And Prahlad's inauguration was performed by Lord Brahma in the presence of other saintly persons and demigods. So, Pratinandya tato deva prayujya paramashishaha swadhamani yayurajan brahmadya pratipujita. Pujita means worship. Pratipujita means thoroughly worshipped. Hmm. Um, I'm again trying to recollect a word which starts with prati. What is the villain called in Sanskrit? Hero is called Sutradhari, and I think prati is also used to say opposite of it. Am I right? Maybe someone can tell me. Um, Pratidvandi. Pratidvandi is competitor. Anyway, it's not important. So, yeah, here Yudhishthir Maharaj, na, after all the demigods headed by, so Narad Muni is saying, were properly worshipped by Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad offered Prahlad their utmost benediction, and they also returned. Hmm. Evam cha parshado Vishnu पुत्रत्वं प्रापितोदिते हृदि स्थितेन हरिणा वैरभावेन तौ हतौ. Thus, the two associates of Lord Vishnu, who had become Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, the sons of Diti, were both killed. By illusion, they have thought that the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, was their enemy. Whoa, ho, ho. This is our problem. How to come out? We have to struggle. That in the purport Prabhupada mentions that discourse concerning Lord Narasimhadeva and Prahlad Maharaj began when Maharaj Yudhishthira asked Narada how Shishupal had merged into the body of Krishna. Shishupal and Dantavakra were the same Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Here Narada Muni is relating how in three different births the associates of Lord Vishnu were killed by Lord Vishnu himself. First, they were the demons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. पुनश्च विप्रशापेन राक्षसौतौ बभूवतुः कुम्भकर्णदशाग्रीवौ हतौ तौ रामविक्रमैः. Ramavikramaihi. Vikrama means extraordinary strength. Rama Vikramau, Lord who is Lord Ramchandra who is extremely strong. Being cursed by the Brahmanas. Who are the Brahmanas? The four Kumaras, because Jaya Vijaya have blocked their entrance at Vaikuntha gate, they were stopped and they were cursed in this way. And that then the same two associates took birth again as Kumbhakarna and the 10-headed Ravana. These two Rakshasas were killed by Lord Ramachandra's extraordinary power. Shayanau Yudhi Nirbhinna Hridayo Rama Sayakhaihi Tacchittau Jahatur Deham Yata Praktana Janmani. Then what happened when they appeared as Ravana and Kumbhakarna? Pierced by the arrows of Lord Ramachandra, both Kumbhakarna and Ravana lay on the ground and left their bodies, fully absorbed in thought of the Lord, just as they had in their previous births as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Tav ihata punarjato shishupala karashujo haro vairanubhandena pasyataste samiyato. They both took birth again in the human society as Shishupala and Dantavakra and continued in the same enmity towards the Lord. It is they who merged into the body of the Lord in your presence. We know Anubandha. Anubandha means attachment. Vairanubandhana. The word here used is Vairanubandhana. Actually, acting like the Lord's enemies is also beneficial for the living entity. Kama, Dveshad, Bhayat, Snehad. whether in lusty desire, anger, fear, or envy of the Lord, somehow or other, as recommended by Srila Rupa Goswami, Tasmat Kenapi Upayena. Yena kena upayena. Tasmat kenapi upayena. Whatever you want, somehow or other, one should become attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and ultimately achieve the goal of returning home back to Godhead. What then is to be said of one who is related to the Supreme Lord as a servant, friend, father, mother, or conjugal lover? येन पूर्वकृतः यत्तद् राजानः कृष्णवैरिणः जहुस्ते अन्ते तद् आत्मनः कीटः पेशस्कृतो यथा. Not only Shishupal and Dantavakra, but also many other kings who acted as enemies of Krishna attained salvation at the time of death. Because they thought of the Lord, they received spiritual bodies and the forms the same as his, just as the worms captured by a black drone obtain the same type of body as the drone. Hmm. So, in the purport, Prabhupada mentions the mystery of yogic meditation is explained here. Real yogis always meditate on the form of Lord Vishnu within their hearts. Consequently, at the time of death, they give up their bodies while thinking of the form of Vishnu and thus attain Vishnu Loka, Vaikunta, where they receive bodily features the same as those of the Lord. From the sixth canto, we have already learned that when the Vishnu Dutas came from Vaikunta to deliver Ajamila, they looked exactly like Vishnu, with four hands and the same features as Vishnu. Therefore, we may conclude that if one practices thinking of Krishna and is fully absorbed in thinking of Him at the time of death, one returns home, back to Godhead. Even enemies of Krishna who thought of Krishna in fear, bhaya, such as Kamsa, received bodies in spiritual identity similar to that of the Lord. यथा यथा भगवतो भक्त्या परमया विदे परमयाविदा नृपास् चैद्यदाय सात्म्यं हरेस्तच्चिन्तया ययुः. By devotional service, pure devotees who incessantly think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similar to His. This is known as Sarupya Mukti. Although Shishupal and Dantavakra and others kings thought of Krishna as enemy, they also achieved the same result. Now the question is this the right approach? Hmm? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in connection with Lord Chaitanya's instructions to Sanatana Goswami, it is explained that a devotee should externally execute his routine devotional service in a regular way, but should always inwardly think of the particular mellow in which he is attracted to the service of the Lord. Uh, yeah, means devotional service that we are performing. Of course, there are two aspects. One is to the activity that we are doing, the other one is the mood through which we are doing and aspiration with what we are doing. This constant thought of the Lord makes the devotee eligible to return home back to Godhead. Chiktva dehan punarjanma naiti mameti swarjana. After giving up this body, a devotee does not again receive a material body, but goes back to Godhead and receives a spiritual body resembling those of the Lord's eternal associates whose activities he followed. However, the devotees like to serve the Lord. He may constantly think of Lord's associates, the cowherd boys. This is what devotees think. They meditate upon the cowherd boys, the gopis, the Lord's father and mother, his servants, and the trees, lands, animals, plants, and water in the Lord's abode. Because of constantly thinking of these features, one acquires a transcendental position. Kings like Shishupal, Dantavakra, Kamsa, Paundraka, Narakasura, and Salva were all similarly delivered. This is confirmed by Madhvacharya. Paundrake Narake Chaiva Shalve Kamse cha Rukmini Avishtastu Harer Bhaktas Tad Bhaktya Harim Apire. Paundraka, Narakasura, Shalva, and Kamsa were all inimical toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but because all these kings constantly thought of him, they achieved the same liberation, Sarupya Mukti. The Jnana Bhakta, hmm, the devotees who follow the path of Jnana, also attain the same destination. If even the enemies of the Lord achieve salvation by constantly thinking about the Lord, what is to be said of pure devotees who always engage in the Lord's service and who think of nothing but the Lord in every activity? आख्यातं सर्वम् एतत्ते यन्मां त्वं परिपृष्टवान् दमघोषासुतादीनां हरे सात्म्यम् अपि द्विषाम्. Everything you asked me about how Shishupal and others attained salvation, although they were inimical, has now been explained to you by me. एषा ब्रह्मण्यदेवस्य कृष्णस्य च महात्मनः अवतारकथा पुण्या वदो दैत्ययोः. Now Falastuti is coming. In this narration about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described, and the killing of two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, has also been described. There is this in Brahma Samhita, in the purport it's mentioned, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Anadim, no end, no beginning, or always, or eternal, Nitya. Advaitam, there is no second to the Lord. Um, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam, had so many forms. In Islam, there is this, it is considered an offense to compare the Lord to anyone. They have also full conviction that there is no one second. That's why, and even in Christianity, they have this monoism understanding. Oh, Lord is only one, and they cannot accept Krishna as the Lord. Mm. Whereas we are able to understand Jesus Christ, for example, is also same Krishna we are talking. Maybe the messengers have come in different places, different times, given different instructions. We can accommodate uh, what in that way we can understand. And Islam, they say, hey, to consider or even to compare. Yeah, in Christianity, they say, hey, you should not compare. You should not compare Lord to anyone, which means, yeah, if someone says Lord has a form like, no, you can't say like. That's considered an offense. And in fact, here we see Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Anantarum, who I worship the Supreme Person of Godhead, Govinda, who is the original person, who is Advaitam, non-dual, mm, infallible, and without beginning. Although he expands into unlimited forms, he is still the original, and although he is the oldest person, Vedeshu Durlabhava Durlabham Atma Bhakto, he is always present. Such eternal, blissful, all knowing form of the Lord cannot be understood by the academic wisdom of Vedas. But what through how? Atma Bhakto. Only, but they are always manifest to pure, unalloyed devotees. So, this way, Brahma Samhita describes the avatars. Indeed, all the avatars are described in the authentic scriptures. No one can become an avatar or incarnation. People may call, hey, he has incarnated, but yeah, come on. Just if one does some special feats, we cannot simply call them an avatar. Maybe for us, we may feel great about a person, call him, but scriptures say. The avatars are described in authentic scriptures, shastras, and therefore, before one risks accepting a pretender as an avatar, and one should refer to the shastras. The Shastras say everything that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and that he has innumerable avatars or incarnations. Elsewhere in Brahma Samhita it is said Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan, Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, and many others are consecutive expansions of the Lord. After Krishna comes Balaram, from after Balaram is Sankarshana, then Aniruddha, then Pradyumna, then Narayana, and then Purushavatar, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. All of them are avatars. One must hear about the avatars. Narrations about such avatars are called Avatara Katha, the narrations of Krishna's expansions. Hearing and chanting these narrations is completely pious. Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. One who hears and chants can become punya, purified of mental contamination. Whenever there are references to the avatars, religious principles are established, and demons who are against Krishna are killed. Hmm? The Krishna consciousness movement is spreading all over the world with two aims. We want to know why ISKCON is, what is the agenda? Sometimes people call it propaganda. Oh, they are making money, or they are no. It is very simple. Is to establish Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Huh? Whoa, that already is telling quite a genuinity of the movement. There are so many movement which claim name on their own self, saying, "Hey, we have created this so that we can give you that. Yeah, I have Brahma Jnana, I have Brahma Shakti." Uh, what do you call this? Yesterday, me and Rupa, we were discussing. Yeah, have anyone heard this pranic healing?
Is it like this Reiki, Prabhuji, or something this way?
Yeah, if you call Chinese way, it's called Reiki.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there are sometimes we come across um, some yogis. They have they are busy than any doctors because they have this Shakti. I forgot the word they do. What is this? They acquire the Shakti and then they transfer it to the person. Oh my God. Anyway, this person is very famous for that. I don't want to say the names, otherwise I don't know who will be offended. But uh, he became so famous because, yeah, in fact, he had so much tapo shakti, and I don't know what, and he used to cure people, and then he had so much following, and then he started writing, and that at one stage he started claiming, I am Sai Baba, and then, and yeah, people also accepted him, and then there was a public debate in the I don't know what do you call this. In Hyderabad, there is a special grounds where the elections and all these things happen near Nepal and sorry, Nambale. Anyway, so then there was a follower of Adi Shankaracharya or Shankara Math, and he said, I challenge that that is not authentic. And this person came and he simply started claiming that no. Uh, No, I am God. I have all the powers. The word is called Shaktipata. Hmm? Transforming Shakti into someone. Yeah, Shaktipat. So he's an expert of that. And then, yeah, finally he failed to prove his authenticity of an avatar. Otherwise, everyone were calling him as, yeah, you are Lord Shiva's avatar. Yeah, it became so much that from Sai he became, I am an expansion of Lord Shiva. And then now and then we keep coming across, right? One may have some powers for a good reason, not to become famous or not to start claiming, and then um, the preachers of the Krishna consciousness. Oh, okay, the first requirement, first purpose of ISKCON is to establish Krishna as the supreme Lord, and the second one is to kill all the pretenders who falsely present themselves as the avatars. So no one can stay claiming that position and stay there. No, it's not possible. Mm. So Krishna consciousness movement is, yeah, it's just like when the light is on, automatically the darkness is gone. So just with the wisdom of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the light is on. Then already pretenders, yeah, they don't have any place. The preachers of Krishna consciousness movement must carry this conviction very carefully within their hearts and kill the demons who, in many tactful ways, vilify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are not worried if someone vilify us, that is okay. But if they want to vilify uh, the supremacy of the Lord, and if we can really help out people to change their perspective, we should do it. If we take shelter of Narasimha Deva and Prahlad Maharaj, it will be easier to kill the demons who are against Krishna and is thus re-establish Krishna's supremacy. So this here we can see that it is not that Prabhupada is establishing the worship of Narasimha Deva. uh, Even his guru has said when the situations were very, very tough in the ashram, and then he asked, let's offer prayers to Narasimha Deva. And this is in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Not only that, even if we see in the temples where we go, even Sri Vaishnavas, we can see there's worshipping Vishwaksena to remove the obstacles. Yeah, we can see. And in the Brahma Samhita, we can see that, yeah, mm, yeah, usually Ganesha, yeah, one who worships Ganesha for removing obstacles is actually worshipping Vishwaksena for the strength. Uh, Yeah, so it will be easier to kill the demons who are against Krishna and to thus re-establish King Krishna's supremacy. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the original Lord. Prahlad Maharaj is our Guru and Krishna is our worshipable God. As advised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru Krishna Prasadepaya Bhakti Lata, if we can be successful in getting the mercy of Prahlad Maharaj and also that of Narasimha Deva, then our Krishna consciousness movement will be extremely successful. That's why we offer everyday prayer to Narasimha Deva and Prahlad Maharaj. That then our Krishna consciousness movement will be extremely successful. One second. The demon Hiranyakashipu had so many ways to try to become God himself, but although Prahlad Maharaj was chastised and threatened in many ways, he rigidly refused to accept his powerful demonic father as God. Hmm? That is the reason, following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, we should reject all the rascals who pretend to be God. We must accept Krishna and his incarnations and no one else. Interesting, huh? Should we also reject our parents if they are not God conscious, if they are not Krishna conscious? No. Yeah, it's not like that. We don't have to reject them. We have to try and see that we at least follow Krishna consciousness properly and show what is the value of Krishna consciousness, and by following that, how one attains success. And through this process, along the way, while we are advancing, we pray for the mercy of the Lord upon the parents and relatives. Of course, yeah, we are fortunate that our parents who have born and brought up in the Vedic culture, they embrace these values already. But yeah, we never know after 10 come on, after 2, 3 generations, we may see. Uh, I think already we are already seeing in our own generation how um, God consciousness is waning gradually or rapidly. प्रह्लादस्यानुचरितं महाभागवतस्य च भक्तिर्ज्ञानं विरक्तिश्च यथार्थं चास्य वैहरेः सर्गस्थिति अप्रयेयस्य गुणकर्मानुवर्णनं परावरेषां स्थानानां कालेन व्यथ्य यो महान्. This narration describes the characteristics of the great and exalted devotee Prahlad Maharaj, his staunch devotional service, his perfect knowledge, and his perfect detachment from material contamination. It also describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers has described transcendental qualities of the Lord and has also described how the various abodes of demigods and demons, regardless of how materially opulent, are destroyed by mere direction of the Lord. Hmm. So, the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam is highlighted in this purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with the description of the characteristics of various devotees with reference to the service of the Lord. This Vedic literature is called Bhagavatam because it deals with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotee. Huh? Sometimes we come across people who say, "Hey, Bhagavad Gita, do you want to take Bhagavatam?" He said, "Yes, yes, I have at home." Oh, I said, "Oh, do you have all the books?" He said, "Oh, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is only one book, right?" Hmm? By studying Srimad Bhagavatam under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one can perfectly understand the science of Krishna, the nature of material and spiritual worlds, and the aim of life. Yeah, what is the prayojan of Bhagavatam? To perfectly understand the science of Krishna. In fact, the seventh canto is called the Science of Godhead. And then what do we also get? The nature of the material and spiritual worlds, hmm, which is Sarga, Pratisarga, or Sarga, Visarga, both. And then the aim of life. Hmm, What is the purpose? Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless Vedic literature, as we have discussed in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, simply by understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, one can understand the science of the activities of the devotees, the activities of the demons, the permanent abode and the temporary abode. Through Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is perfectly known. Dharmo Bhagavatanam cha Bhagavan ena gamyate akhyanesmin samam natam adhyatmikam aseshatah. uh, Asesha, without any leftover or without any reservation. The principles of religion by which one can actually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are called Bhagavata Dharma. Very important. Sanatan Dharma we heard Varnashrama Dharma, we are hearing what is Bhagavata Dharma. In this narration, therefore, which deals with these principles, actual transcendence is properly described. In the purport, Prabhupada says, through the principles of religion, one can understand the Supreme Lord, Brahman, hmm, the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, and Paramatma, the localized aspect of the Lord. When one is well conversant with all these principles, he becomes a devotee and performs Bhagavata Dharma. So, Prahlad Maharaj, the spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession, advised that this Bhagavata Dharma be instructed to students from the very beginning of their education. Kaumaram Acharet Pragno Dharma Bhagavatan Iha. This is what Prahlad Maharaj told to his fellow students in the Gurukul. To understand the science of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the real purpose of education. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. One must simply hear about and describe Lord Vishnu and his various incarnations. This narration concerning Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Narsimha therefore has properly described spiritual transcendental subjects. Ya eta punya akyanam Vishnor viryopa brahmitam kirtayes shra kirtayes shraddhaya shutva karma pashair vimuchyate. Uh, Palastuti. I think, yes, last week also we covered what is the benefit of hearing to this Prahlad Maharaj pastime. One who hears and chants this narration about the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu is certainly liberated from material bondage without fail. एतद्यत् आदिपुरुषस्य मृगेन्द्रलीलं दैत्येन्द्रयूतपवधं प्रयतः पतेत दैत्यात्मजस्य च सतां प्रवरस्य पुण्यं श्रुत्वानुभावम् अकुतो भयम् एति लोकम्. Prahlad Maharaj was the best among the exalted devotees. Anyone who with great attention hears this narration concerning the activities of Prahlad Maharaj, the killing of Hiranyakashipu, and the activities of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead as Narsimha Dev surely reaches the spiritual world where there is no anxiety. Yuyam Ruloka Bata Bhuri Bhaga Lokam Punana Munayo Bhiyanti Yesham Grihan Avasatiti Sakshat Gudam Param Brahma Manushya Lingam. Narada Muni continued, my dear Maharaj Yudhishthira, all of you, the Pandavas are extremely fortunate, for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna lives in your palace just like a human being. Great saintly persons know this very well and therefore they constantly visit this house. We should be very, this is what is so important. Mhm. Shukadeva Goswami um, is saying, no, I think, sorry, Narad Muni is telling. After hearing about the activities of Prahlad Maharaj, a pure devotee should be very anxious to follow in his footsteps, but such a devotee might be disappointed thinking that not every devotee can come to standard of Prahlad Maharaj. This is the nature of a pure devotee. He always thinks himself to be the lowest, to be incompetent and unqualified. Thus, after hearing the narration of Prahlad Maharaj activity, Maharaj Yudhishthira, who was on the same standard of devotional service as Prahlad, might have been thinking of his own humble position. Narad Muni, however, could understand Maharaj Yudhishthira's mind and therefore he immediately encouraged him by saying that the Pandavas were not less fortunate. They were as good as Prahlad Maharaj because although Lord Nrsimhadev appeared for Prahlad, hmm, in his original form as Krishna was always living with Pandavas. Although the Pandavas, because of influence of Krishna's Yoga Maya, could not think of their fortunate position, every saintly person, including the great sage Narada, could understand it and therefore they constantly visited Maharaja Yudhishthira. My God, in this small para, we can understand how in the same um, Rajasuya Yagya, what happens? There are some who appreciated Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there are some who have appreciated him as their relatives, and there are some who have appreciated him as their enemies. All is what? Ye yatamam prapadyante tam tadeva bhajamyaham. Huh? So everyone there, some were covered by Mahamaya, some were covered by Yogamaya, which means the devotees who were not seeing the Lord's completeness as a supreme, they are covered by Yoga Maya so that the Lord can deal, yeah, like the Pandavas. Uh, Even in this case, Bhishma Dev, they are great associates of the Lord, um, covered by the Yoga Maya so that they didn't. Of course, we can see Bhishma Dev, oh, come on, he has understood, yeah, if someone, Agra, I think every time coming this, I really found the word last time. I forgot. Uh, the highest recognition. Oh my God. So, and yeah, but still he see the Lord as that, as supreme, not even above that. That he has this personal relationship as a, he can, he has this melos to be served as a friend, as a, no, he was seeing him as the Lord. Hmm. Any pure devotee who is constantly conscious of Krishna is naturally very fortunate. The word Nraloke, meaning within the material world, indicates that before the Pandavas there had been many, many devotees such as descendants of Yadu dynasty and Vashishta, Marichi, Kashyapa, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, who were all extremely fortunate. The Pandavas, however, were better than all of them because Krishna himself lived with them constantly. Narada Muni therefore specifically mentioned that within this material world, Nraloke, the Pandavas were most fortunate. Savai Ayam Brahma Mahad Vimragya Kaivalya Nirvana Sukhanubhutihi Priya Suhradvaya Khalu Matuleya Atmarhaniyo Vidikrit Guruscha. The impersonal Brahman is Krishna himself because Krishna is the source of the impersonal Brahman. He is the origin of the transcendental bliss sought by great saintly persons. Yet he, the Supreme Person, is your most dear friend and constant well-wisher and is intimately related to you as the son of your maternal uncle. Indeed, he is always like your body and soul. He is worshipable, yet he acts as your servant and sometimes as your spiritual master. Uh, the Lord is so like that. He hides himself so that mellows can be relished nicely. How to understand this? Maybe a very very menial example I can give. I came across who is this devotee in ISKCON London whose son is dead. Agarwal, Anil Agarwal, the founder of Vedanta.
Yes,
Group.
yes, Prabhuji. Anil.
I think you were Satish Prabhu. You were saying or
Sat
Harish
Prabhu was
Prabhu, Harish
Sat.
Prabhu, Bharat Prabhu. Everyone see everyone can very easily connect. The same such a billionaire, he goes to ISKCON Soho, London temple, and there he's not showing, you know what, now I am such a great rich man. No, he behaves he as humble as possible and understands himself as a devotee and then serves as a devotee so that no one knows. Yeah, sometimes we come across also in our own, hey, I didn't realize so and so. Yeah, this usually happens. What happens is initially we may think the spiritual master is just come on, he's an ordinary man. uh, why? Because he comes to our level so that we can learn. If he teaches at his level, yeah, it becomes too challenging, we can't understand. So he comes down to our level and then he shows uh, how to deal as a devotee. Yeah, so these examples when devotees already can lead a very simplistic normal life, so that uh, mm, here the Lord also comes and that's why he said, for example, Lord says, Asochan Anvasojasta Prajna Vadam Shabhasase. Um, in this purport, he mentions that, yeah, when the time comes, yeah, the Lord appeared as the spiritual master for for Arjuna, and the same Lord has appeared in the same verse as acted as your servant in the Kurukshetra war. Lord became the charioteer. Hmm? So, and all the time, yeah, of course, Arjuna had great relationship with with Arjuna. Here it says, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you?" Such was an intimate relationship between the Pandavas and Krishna. So, if the Lord is coming and telling, "Hey, Sudama, you are doing completely mess," he says, "No, Lord, I think, and I may tell so many things." But the Lord comes as a spiritual master, and as a spiritual master, He's guiding what one should do, how one should deal. And in the same way, a pure devotee of the Lord is always with Krishna through thick and thin. This is very important. Whether we are going through pleasant times or pressured times, we should um, always is always with Krishna, and his way of life is Krishna. This is the statement of the authority of Sri Narada Muni. Did you read 50? I think so, yeah. न यस्य साक्षात् भवपद्मजादिभिः रूपं धिया वस्तुतयोपवर्णितहं मौनेन भक्त्योपशमेन पूजितः प्रसीदताम् एष स सात्वतां पतिः. Exalted persons like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. I'm just saying. Padmaja is who? Lord Brahma and Bhava. It is said, the verse is, Na yasya sakshat Bhava Padmajadibihi. Adibihi is all else. Na yasya, not whom sakshat directly. Rupam diya vastutayopa varnitam. It says, who could not properly describe varnitam. Uh, I'm just trying to vastutaya. Vastutaya means fundamentally. Vastutaya upavarnitam, described and perceived. Hmm. Maunena and samadhi, and if varnitam, may the Lord, who is always worshipped as the protector of all devotees by great saints, who observe vow of silence. What is the word used? Maunena bhaktya, meditation, upasamena, by renunciation, pujita, worship, prasidatam, may he be pleased. So, in this way, we see the absolute truth is sought by different persons in different ways, yet he remains inconceivable. Nonetheless, devotees like the Pandavas, the Gopis, the cowhead boys, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan do not need to practice conventional processes of meditation to attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for He remains with them through thick and thin. Therefore, a saint like Narada, understanding the difference between transcendentalists and pure devotees, always prays that the Lord will be pleased with him. So here this prayer is that not only we should be with Krishna during the thick and thin, through the thick and thin, whatever may come. Similarly, the Lord will also always be with devotees, whatever may be the case. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. That's it, Suryatesh Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, very nice. You explained it very nicely. Yeah, I was just wondering about the people whom Krishna has lived with or stayed with, the Pandavas or their relatives. Is there an explanation somewhere what they have done so that they have been so lucky?
Some have come from the spiritual world who are already there in the spiritual world. Yeah. And just like, you want to do a drama, right? Of course, Surya Teja Prabhu is a employee at Continental. He's an Indian, and he is that, he is this. But when we are doing a drama and then there is a role to play like a boatman, yeah. So what will you do? You will follow your dear friend. You will follow your dear master, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Some have come like that. Some are great rishis who have been doing tapasya for many, many years. Yeah, this comes in the nectar of devotion, who, yeah, who are ragatmika bhaktas, yeah, who are already eternal. They are not at all anyway uh, already thrown or desired to be in the material world. That's why they came to the material world. And anyway, you know this, right? So, Kunti and getting the boon, right? Yeah, it was not just a normal. The Pandavas were not just like that. Okay, yeah. In fact, they were Varaprasadas. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
So yeah, servants, and then we can see. Okay, the Lord comes, and when um, each of such, yeah, there is definitely a background. Who were they in their previous lives? To one way can dig in and understand more. Yeah, some directly come from the spiritual world, and then that's it. And some have done sadhana and pleased the Lord and then attained. And some who were sadhana siddhas became nitya siddhas. So there is all these possibilities, there. And who is who, I think I faintly know about few. And if one want, maybe then yeah, we can refer to there are quite a number of books which are telling about this. Bhagavatam is touching very, very briefly about few of such great devotees. Like now here we are talking about Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah, of course, Prahlad Maharaj, his past life is not described. Hmm? So that's the reason we refer to other Puranas to get the understanding like that.
Mhm. Any special mention of Arjuna, Prabhuji, that you remember?
Arjuna, I remember he is the incarnation of Nara Narayan.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Others, anyone have any thoughts? Want to share something? What did you catch from this session?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for explaining this again. And yeah, I had a question since our last
Bhagavad
Bhagavad.
Gita. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Prabhuji, when after this third demoniac incarnation of Jai Vijaya,
Mm-hmm.
Shishupal and Dantavakra, they got this Sayujya Mukti, right?
Sarupya.
Or Sarupya. No.
Sarupya. They were already Sarupya. They were already in the Vaikuntha, right? They went back to Vaikuntha.
Okay, but you said they got Sayujya, or like they merge into the
That was the time when Shishupal has attained the Sayujya Mukti, and then after some time they attained Sarupya Mukti. In that
okay,
context, I think in Bhagavad Sapta itself I was mentioning about that. They got this, and then
mm,
later, eventually, they attained Sarupya Mukti.
okay, then that makes sense. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I was thinking if Sayujya, then how come they got become
Yeah,
joined by Jai again?
yeah.
Okay.
Because the question is always still there, na? Like if they, how come that they can already get the topmost, when they still had such a propensity? Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
But I thought your question would be very interesting, yeah, because you are coming from Bengal. How come that uh, same
Mm.
Jaya Vijaya came as Jagai Madhai? Yeah, maybe I'll share that about later. Hmm.
Oh, is it because they got three incarnation of as
Yeah,
demon,
yeah, yeah. That's why, na. I mean, I don't know. Adrasa Prabhu is there? No, no, not there. Okay. Um. Anyway, so the plan is after Bhagavad Gita, right? After 18th chapter, the thought is maybe should we start Chaitanya Charitamrita? Maybe when we come to
no?
that, we will also come to this pastime of Jagai Madai, of Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu and all these things. But yeah, the question also comes, the description says Jagai Madhai, where Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. Then the question comes, this is fourth time, right? After
Mm,
that, how come they appeared? Because they know when Lord Himself is appearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they had the desire to do anyway.
to
3 lives
take
we
part,
have done,
yes.
mess up
Mm,
everything. We will once again uh,
mm.
do that role. They voluntarily have chosen to come.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Parth Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, when I say Bengali, it's not discrimination. It is like usually you are more connected to Chaitanya Leelas and yeah,
No, Prabhuji. It's very unfortunate that we are so close to this philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but over the time we are so ignorant and we are forgetting this, and this is so unfortunate of us.
yeah, nothing like that. Yeah, just like one says, na, if someone is born in India, we're very fortunate. I would always feel someone born in, yeah, this Bengal, the land of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yeah, are even more fortunate because I think otherwise bhakti can be too complex subject matter, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it in a very simple way, and also showing personally with the Sankirtan movement.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
We have so much knowledge, but we are that fallen and ignorant that we are looking to the other side. ignoring all this treasure of knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, let's pray to Prabhupada that we follow him. When we follow him, everything is taken care.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. Then, yeah, Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grandharaja Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.